I'm very pleased to say I've got John Raptis on the phone right now, the man from Rue Morgue Records. How you going, buddy?
I'm doing really good. Good to talk to you.
You too, man. You too. So can you please give us a little bit of a rundown of Rue Morgue Records and how it came about and stuff? Because it's been operating for a little while now, hasn't it?
Yeah, we've been going for close to 2 years now.
Okay.
It started off as an online retail store.
Yep.
I was wanting to learn the business of, running a record store.
Yep.
And hopefully the goal is to open a physical record store in the not too distant future.
Great.
But before getting to that point, I wanted to learn the business, if I can make it profitable, learn to deal with distributors and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But and along that journey, a friend of mine who played in a band called Shots Fired had put out a solo album, Dan Britton,
Mm-hmm.
and he wanted me to help him with the CD. And I said, why don't we put out a vinyl instead?
Cool.
And thus the label was born. So the label side of our Rue Morgue was created at that time, and since then we've done I think we've done 10 vinyl singles,
Wow.
a couple of CDs, and now we are venturing into 12-inch vinyl.
Yeah, that's great, man. So I got to say, I just received mine 2 days ago, the picture disc for Murders in the Rue Morgue Volume 1, and it's amazing. It is.
Glad to hear you say that.
It sounds amazing. All the songs are incredible on there. Sounds great, and it looks spectacular. I've got the picture disc version for those listening at home, and it's the most wildest picture disc you've ever seen, guys. And I loved it before I even heard it, because it looks so great. But the actual the gatefold sleeve and everything looks incredible too. Really great.
Yeah, I wanted to make everything that we do. I wanted to make it as special as possible, and I mean, we're not making any money out of this. Any dollar that comes in goes straight into the production. I want people to pick up a Rue Morgue Records record, so to speak, and be blown away.
And I was, man. So
and then we've succeeded.
That's great. And the same with the Nothing Sacred single that I got too previously. That was fantastic too that you guys put that one out as well. And it's my first coloured single I've ever had. That's great.
Oh, yeah, that was the first one we did as well.
Oh, cool. Looks great. Looks terrific.
Cool. I'm happy to hear you say that, because a satisfied customer makes me happy.
No, that's awesome, man. I know, because it was great growing up, and I know you're sort of my vintage as well. Growing up, you go down to the record store and buy some vinyl, because that was what we had to deal with. There was no CDs and streaming in those days. It was we go down to buy the new Kiss album or whatever it was on. It was vinyl or cassette, or I suppose 8-track, but that came and went pretty quickly, didn't it?
Yeah. I used to work part-time jobs after school, and every cent I made would go pretty much into Metal for Melbourne and buy a vinyl record straight away.
Yeah, man, me too.
Yeah.
It's great, and it's so cool. It's a great feeling, again, now as an adult, buying a brand new album, the vinyl copy of a brand new album. It's like, oh, this is really cool,
Yeah.
It's all come around full circle, hasn't it?
It's all come back full circle, and that sort of sparked my interest into, I'd love to have a record store, my own sort of store catering to the music that we love, and being the same vintage as you, we're not getting any younger.
Yeah.
So I want to do something that I want to spend the rest of my days doing and loving.
That's cool, man.
Looking for the man, so to speak.
Because it's a bit sad, isn't it, that someone like Metal for Melbourne is no longer, or even Central Station before it was Metal for Melbourne. It used to be a great thing to be able to go in there with your friends or by yourself and just look around and look for an album or whatever else you were looking for.
It was a hangout as well.
Yeah.
Store, you can go
meeting place.
At, the latest music or the latest bands that were coming out.
Yeah.
That's all gone.
I know. Yeah.
It would be great if we could, somehow rekindle that.
Yeah.
I know there's stores like Utopia in Sydney.
Yep.
But there's no real metal store here in Melbourne that captures the spirit of Metal for Melbourne, and hopefully one day Rue Morgue can become that.
That'd be cool, man. I look forward to that. And you've got number 2 in production already, and it's rolling along very nicely, isn't it?
Number 2 is done and dusted as of today, actually.
Oh, that's great.
We've pretty much finished it. We finalised the bands and track listing on it today.
Good one.
Unfortunately, we had to get rid of one band and put in a new band, but that's how it goes.
Yep.
But I think it's grown from what Volume 1 was. As good as Volume 1 was and is, this one's taken it an extra step further. So I think we're going to hold off releasing it because I want to get Volume 1 out to everyone.
Yeah.
Still getting people their orders out, and people have waited a long time for this record to come out.
Yeah.
So once we get all of Volume 1 out, we'll start focusing on getting Volume 2 to everyone.
Yeah, cool. That's fantastic, man. I wanted to. Had you thought about putting on an extra hat as well, and consider doing like a gig, like a launch for the album with a couple of the bands that are on the album?
Yeah, that was the original plan.
Yeah, and COVID came along and ruined everything, I'm sure.
It ruined us. Yeah, it ruined us a couple of times.
Yeah.
It stalled us, and then this thing was due out in almost a year ago.
Yeah, right.
But then we just got hit by obstacle after obstacle.
Yeah.
And it delayed the launch party that we were going to have, the launch gig. But I think once things settle down a little bit, we'll probably definitely do a launch for Volume 2.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Where things are going, travelling in the world at the minute. So.
Yeah. And tell me, did you take all the photos and stuff yourself that are all throughout the album and things like that? Because I know that you're a very accomplished photographer yourself.
The photos on Volume 1 were done by a friend of mine.
Okay.
Under my guidance. So
yeah, good.
And I let him do all the photos, and it's turned out really cool. It's got
it looks great.
Groovy element to it.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah.
Devils everywhere, which is like.
Because I know you're an accomplished photographer. You've done like a lot of big bands, haven't you? You know, you even. I've seen some of your photos, and they're incredible, dude. You've done taken some amazing shots at some gigs.
Thank you.
Didn't Black Sabbath actually use one of your photos for something?
Yeah, I got in. Geezer Butler's people got in touch with me. He really enjoyed some of the photos. And
that's cool.
He wanted some for his personal collection.
Wow.
That was my reaction.
Yeah, nice.
And we negotiated a deal, and he sent me a copy of Heaven and Hell, which was signed by the entire band and Ronnie James Dio. So
wow.
It's a cherished possession. Knowing that it's come from him makes it even more special.
Exactly, yeah. It's not just off eBay from some dude, you know.
No.
That's amazing. Wow, man. That's great. Well, I'm very happy for you, and I'm glad. You should be really proud because it's a really great product to look at, and it sounds incredible too. It's Volume 1, man. It's rocking. And I'm going to tell me a bit about can you tell me a bit about the track I'm going to play in a minute? I'm going to play Palace of the King, doing Space Truckin' with Rusty from Electric Mary on guest vocals as well. Yeah,
that was a track that Palace of the King had recorded a few years ago.
Okay.
And it hasn't appeared on anything else.
Oh, cool.
They suggested to me that we put it on the record.
Yep.
And once I heard it, it's just an amazing rendition of it.
Yeah, it's very cool, yeah.
Yeah, and we definitely put it on the record, as you know, and it's a killer track.
Yeah, great. Fantastic. And the Nothing Sacred one, too, is one that they haven't used for anything else, have they? The new Nothing Sacred track that's on there.
Yeah, that was an exclusive one for this release.
Yeah, cool.
Pretty cool to have it on. Pretty proud to have it on the record because Sacred were always one of my favourite bands growing up in the 80s.
Same, man, same. I used to frequent all the gigs.
Same here. We might have been bumped into each other.
I'm sure we were there, dude. Bell Street and wherever else, you know. Now, that's awesome, man. So tell the people where they can pick this up from anyway, so they can go out and buy a copy.
Yeah, they can go to RueMorgueRecords.com, and shortly we're going to be distributing it amongst some record stores in Australia.
Yep.
We've got some overseas distribution.
Yep.
But the best point of call is just go to the website, order it, and we'll have it in the mail for you straight away.
Yeah, great. Awesome. And they can pick up a few other bargains while they're there too, because there's some great albums on there on the website as well. Other things.
They can go nuts. That'd be great.
That's it. Thanks very much for your time today, man. It's been a pleasure to talk to you. And we'll have to have a chat again when number 2 comes out, okay?
Definitely, Mark. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Keep the music loud.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, we're gonna hear Palace of the King doing an awesome version of Space Truckin' right now.
Fantastic.
Thanks, man. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.